I hope everybody's doing okay. Welcome back, week 3. Hope you guys are starting to turn the corner and having some improvement in your trading. Glad to see everybody here. And I look forward to a good session tonight. All right, let's roll. Okay, welcome back. We're still in the no BS zone, man. All right, no excuses, no stories. Everyone has problems. Do your homework, mark up your charts, make your flashcards. That's it. All right, thanks for all the warm and caring emails. I want to thank everybody for the well wishes they sent me and the nice stuff that was said in those emails. Thank you guys. All right, let's get started. Chat box, nothing's changed. Chat box is going to be ignored till the end of the segment. And if I get carried away in the chat box, remind me that I'm supposed to be ignoring it, all right? It's hard sometimes. You guys make some harsh comments, I got to comment back. All right, I'll open it up and take a few questions that are relevant to what I'm talking about at the end. All right, that's how I want to handle it. I want to work a segment, look at some questions, take questions that are pertinent to the material, answer those, and move on. I want to talk about the bulletin board and the student folder for a second. The bulletin board is kind of getting off on a tangent. It's going in different directions. My hopes were that you guys would discuss the topic at hand, like this week, for example, the 4-hour chart, and not post a bunch of other stuff about levels and stuff, and give me a chance to teach it. So I guess the same would apply to the bulletin board or the forum that's in here. Hold the questions that about trailing stops and other things that are not pertinent to what I'm talking about. Okay? So anyway, I hope that helps. I know that the topic pages have gotten out of control. I'm probably going to take all those pages, condense them down, and put them into like week 1 through 3, and then we'll have week 3 through 6 or something like that. I know it's like 17 pages of correspondence now, and it's out of control. I'll figure something out, all right? We'll get it handled. All right, back to this page real quick. I've been talking about it, managing your expectations. What do I expect from you? Follow along, free of distraction. Right now, close the door, kick your kid out, run the dog out, tell your wife to leave you alone for 2 hours. Nothing's changed, man. Give me 2 hard hours a week. Someone's already writing nice gap on AU. It's Rusty, too, troublemaker. Rusty, I don't care right now. What I want you to do is focus on me. The chart and AU are still going to be there, buddy, at 8:30. Promise. I had to bust your chops a little bit. Focus on me for 2 hours. I want 2 hours a week from you, nutcases. That's it. All right? Nice to see you, buddy. All right. Refrain from negativity in your own mind and take your time to really soak up. All right? It was a good one. You got me, Rusty. Okay, man. There's no question that some of you are mental. All right? We just know that about you guys. So all kidding aside, no matter how well you know my method, there's still a lot of you that are beating yourself in the business. Let me go full screen. Okay? So reading through the emails, here are some of the problems that I encountered. A lot of you are entering too soon, not confirming the second leg, exiting too early. You don't believe that it's going to move in your favor for whatever reason. Displacing the blame, not wanting to do the work. It's easier to point a finger at me, your wife, your kids, your time, your job. Mental blocks from your old system or baggage that you carry around. Too many indicators on your chart, you just can't part with them for some reason. You love the rainbow stochastics and the MACD diamonds from 10 systems ago, and you just can't let them go. Lack self-confidence. You don't believe in yourself, and you don't have the discipline to execute the way you know you're supposed to. The 9 to 5 mentality, the things I've talked about. Okay? These are some of the problems that I'm coming across in the emails. Now, I can teach to you all day and all night. It's not going to change anything. Somebody written me and said, Steve, I could rehearse your method, but I just don't understand why I can't see it. Well, you got to get your head on straight, man. I can't teach you how to close your office, sit quietly, go through the charts. I can't teach you this. This is something that you got to commit on your own. I absolutely have no experience in the psychological game, but I can ask a professional to have a look at your coconuts. So, I know there's a lot of you out there that are too far gone. Comes to mind, Abo, Kim K's lost, gone. Lou from New York is shot. So anyway, I'm kidding. But those of you who aren't too far gone, I want you to join me for this. On behalf of Market Makers Forex, and Rusty, your shot too, buddy. You're gone. Kaput. See ya. Anyway, on behalf of Market Makers Forex and Compass FX, we're going to be hosting a seminar Tuesday, April 3rd at 7 o'clock New York time. 7 New York. Okay? We're going to feature Dr. Ken Revisa. We asked him to come to our Orlando class. If you remember, he had some health issues. Well, he's feeling better and he wants to come back. His title is, he's the mind coach for the California Angels and now for you nut jobs. Alright, so he's going to be in here. He's going to talk about the mental game, how to up your game, how to do your preparation. The mental part, man. The part that I cannot teach you. Okay? Zen's going to be re-emailing the links. For those of you that are not in Compass's database, if you're not going to get a link from them. But Compass FX will be handling all the links and sign-ups for the event. It's on opening day, which is April 3rd for baseball. Coincides with his profession. He's a baseball coach, mental coach, okay? I think this is a nice addition to help you guys with your mental game. I can't do it. I don't know what to tell you. What am I going to tell you? Do more charts? You don't want to hear that shit. So hopefully this guy can get inside your coconut and figure out what the hell's rattling around in there, or maybe not rattling around in there. Don, everything I do is recorded. The only issue is his copyright. I have not cleared that 100% with him. I will get the answer and we'll announce it on Tuesday if it's going to be recorded. Okay? All right. Good stuff. This is the email piece you should be getting. If you want to write this down right now, here's the go-to-meeting number, 640-491914. If you have that number, you can sign in to go to meeting and join that meeting. Okay? All right, cool. All right, let's get back to the bootcamp stuff. All right, let's look at some mail. Some of you are still emailing my old addresses. I'm looking at those for the next couple weeks, then I'm shutting them down, man. So please, 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 my only valid email address right now is steve@marketmakersforex.com. All other accounts are voided and will not be answered. I'm extending the courtesy for a couple of weeks of looking in there and letting people know to change. But I'm going to shut those accounts down and not answer them anymore. All right, so I want to make sure I'm giving you fair and ample warning. This is the third week in a row I'm warning you. Please move to steve@marketmakersforex.com. Steve@MMMForex will be voided. And the Verizon address will be voided, okay? All right. Email. I'm going to read a couple letters that some people wrote, and then we'll get back to the more stuff. All right. I hope all is well. I have attached the 4-hour chart for EU as an example for the homework. By the way, I want you to put the homework in the forum. Don't mail it to me. Okay? I had noticed a pattern in the past, however. I remember you and some of the other mentoring not to trade on Sunday, Monday. Would it not make sense to trade against the false move week beginning until the high-low is met? Just curious. Is there any other reasons? Okay, so here's what he's asking. Is it okay to take Sunday, Monday off and wait for the market makers to make their false move and look for the peaks? The answer is yes and no. If you're struggling and having problems seeing the dealer make their moves, then the answer is it's okay to take Sunday and Monday off till the dealer makes the false move and gets in the right segment of the market for you to trade. If you see this stuff clearly and are not having any problems, then why would you take a day off? Because the pattern might come out perfect out of the box. All right? So if you're struggling or you're a newbie and you don't quite see it yet, spend the time and do some chart markups, do some homework, do some things that we've been talking about in here, and then look for the setups Tuesday through Friday. Okay? When I say Tuesday, I mean late Monday night going into Tuesday morning, depending on the side of the world you live on. Okay? All right. Next email. Thank you very much for giving me more of your time and making all students understand your method. Just thinking about the last question you asked last Sunday about ways to improve your trading. I think entering a trade too early has to be one of the most popular mistakes because the biggest move can happen before, in, or after the London shadow. Yes, Jim, this is absolutely correct. One of the problems I listed a minute ago, a lot of you are getting in too early out of fear that you're going to miss it. You got to get ironclad in your thinking and wrap your head around this stuff. That's why we need a mental coach to get inside you nutcases. You got to become disciplined and strong and understand that the best trades present in the second leg. Okay? Remember I talk about what are the most important elements of my system. 1 through 3. The pattern, the pattern, the pattern. 4 and 5. Timing and levels. Levels are a distant fifth to the pattern and the timings. And if inside that pattern, if we can add a 3A, 3B, it would be the second leg, M or W formation, a confirmed setup that collapses inside the averages, and that will absolutely pay out. So someone said, up your game. I'm up in mine. Rusty, that's you. Up your game. Stop taking shit trades and throwing your account under the bus and then cursing me out in email saying that I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not mad. I'm just saying. All right? So listen. What I'm asking you to do is to find your discipline. That's the theme for this week because Ken's coming to town. Find your groove and stop taking everything that looks like an M or a W because you think it looks like an M or a W. You just pull the trigger. Stop doing that to your account. Focus. Memorize the patterns through your flashcards and your sets. And only take those trades that have proven themselves in history. Okay? Remember I told you the market makers only have a handful of moves? When you start going through the charts, there's one high and there's one low every day. That's it. Wait for the high to set in, take the trade short. Wait for the low to set in, take the trade long. That's it. You can get a little more advanced and trade behind your back with the mouse between your ears. Running on your head as a mouse pad. You can get cool. You can dribble it off the back wall and take a trade. You can do all that stuff later. But most of you are here because you asked for help. And help is here in the form of, you asked me to step up, I'm stepping up. Now I'm asking you to step up. Stop taking shit trades in the middle of the range. Stop taking stuff that kind of resembles an M and kind of resembles a W. And only focus on those setups that resemble what it is I do in fact teach you guys. Okay? All right. Thanks for the email, Jim. Good stuff. Hi, Steve. Thanks for your return to me so quickly. About the ADR correction on Friday, you mentioned 3 times ADR high-low divided by 2. All right. That was a mouthful, but here's what she's asking. If market makers run the ADR on Friday, what I expect them to do is return back into the middle of the range. Remember, to end the day with long holders trapped and short holders trapped. So the way to do that is to take the ADR, subtract the high from the low, divide by 2. That gives you about mid-range. That's your 50% fib for Callie and Jim and the other fib guys that are in here. Okay? So if you like the fibs, that's fine. But understand the dealer will end always 25 to 50 pips off of the high and 25 to 50 pips off of the low. The reason for this is simple. To trap the traders going into the weekend and hit them with the gap. Rusty. Okay? All right. Okay, another question. When you mention the dealer only has limited, make around 600 pips per week, does that mean peak formation high to end of the week? It means peak formation high to peak formation low, 600 to 1,000 pips is the range. And the dealer should correct or rise back off of that number into consolidation. Okay? Okay, why 1,000 pips? You got to count for pairs like GJ, GC. You got to count for those big cross pairs that move a lot. So ADRs are a little higher. The range is about 1,000 pips a week, but the dealer should come off that number and end back below that. Okay, unless he's shifting the zone or something else is going on. All right? Okay. Just a quick question. I've often heard, I believe yourself and some of the DMR crew say the price won't come back to a certain price point, high or low, as it would allow the longs or shorts to get out of the long trade or the losing trade. Also, at different times, the price will come back to the high-low, and we advise the traders are trapped or induced into entering a position, and the stops or pending orders are activated. Yes. I think that is, Lou owns the rights to that, and I think he says they ain't coming back, baby. And what he's talking about is, when the dealer goes up, let me get my pen, for those of you scoring at home. All right. When the dealer goes up and makes the first leg of the M formation and pulls back, when he comes back in here, right, here's the high of the day, and this same thing inverted applies for the low. If you want to see the low of the day, hold it in the mirror later when I'm not around. All right, look, that's the high of the day. When the dealer forms the high of the day, when he extends the range coming out of the blue box, when he gets back near the high, one or two things can occur. He will break that high and come back below it. If this is in fact the high holding, right? He will break the high and come back below it as this type of move like this and end on a pin. And then he will correct. It looks like he's almost flipping you off. Or he will make the M formation, come near it and fail your swing to take it out. Okay? When he does this action, when you get to this point, he ain't coming back, baby. He's made his move. He's not coming back to this price point. He already has activated the orders. Hit the stops, maybe above here, or hit the stops in here for people that went short or long, whatever the case may be. Okay? That's what I'm talking about when I say the price ain't coming back or he ain't coming back. Okay? All right, next one. Okay, so those are the quick emails. There was a lot of similar questions, but those are the ones that stuck out of my mind that need to be addressed in focus on what we're doing right now. Okay, R&D review. All right, I'm going to go over the homework for the last couple weeks of where you should be. I asked you for 4-hour chart markups. You should have them done, posted in the forum or in your own personal possession. You should have flashcards. Some amount, a minimum of 5 and 5 at least, maybe more. Going forward from here, do not mail me the homework. Post it in the forum. Hold it for review in here on Sunday. Compile your work in a binder for your personal improvement. We are not in grade school. I don't need to see your homework and bring it home and hang it on my fridge with a magnet. We're grown in here. But I need some accountability that you're doing it. Otherwise, I'm spinning my wheels in here. You should have a book of flashcards coming together like I showed you that I have. You should have a book of charts marked up coming together. These are the things in your idle time you should be referring to and looking at. It reminds me of a story about Zen and his wife. I can tell you that the journey for everyone is about the same. I think Jim Nicholson touched on a little bit where you meet me, you get excited, you see the pattern after the fact, and you're jacked up and you're like, wow, this guy's crazy. I believe him now. Then you go home, you do a little bit of work, and maybe you have a run of success in the trading. Maybe something creeps back into your mind, some negativity. Something happens. You get distracted. You get carried away with the levels. Something creeps up in your head and gets you off track. I don't know how to get you back from there. But I can tell you right now, today, right this minute, I want you to clear the board. I want you to make plans to visit with Ken. And I want you to wipe the slate clean. I want you to take the shit off of your chart. I want you to get rid of the rainbow stochastics, the MACD diamonds, the garbage. I want it off of there. And I want you to commit to the first three things on my list. The pattern, the pattern, the pattern. I'm going to offer you up a simple trade setup today. You guys asked me what was the trade that I took last week. I didn't post it on purpose because I'm going to talk about it today. And I'm going to show you how to identify a simple set that will hopefully take you to the next level. And it's going to tie in with the work we've been doing here for the last 2 weeks, okay? All right, so look. Back to what I was saying. Put a binder together, have your flashcards, keep the stuff handy. If you're not trading Sunday, Monday, review it, do some more markups. I want to remind you that my mentor would not do the next lesson until he was handed by me my homework. I can't do that. There's too many of us here. So I'm trying to make you guys accountable and be disciplined in a mass setting. This is the best I can do. Post it in the forum. But here's the deal. When you don't turn in your homework to me, or when you don't do the homework, you're not hurting me. You're hurting yourself. I want you to commit to me right now. Okay, I'm asking you again for the third time, for the third week in a row. Put away the bullshit, get the crap off your chart, and say this is it. The first quarter of the year is over. There's 3 more quarters. Today's April 1st. The quarter's over. You have 3 more quarters. Let's do it. All right? Let's make up your mind right now. Going into the summer, I'm going to turn it around. Let's do it. Let's get turned around right now. Get pumped up. Come on. Let's do it. All right. How many of you watched this cycle unfold like I drew it for you? Anybody? This was Australian last week. It was absolutely a work of art. Okay, if those of you that can't see it, here you go. Head and shoulders right there. Flipping the dealer off upside down. Okay, the next day, the dealer comes back, issues a triple bottom in the shadow Brinksy baby. Okay, the next day, the dealer comes back, hits it again, goes up. Guess what happened? The dealer has all the retail traders thinking long. And what does he do? He runs it up, pulls it back, runs it up, pulls it back. One more time, what does the dealer do? Hits the stops. And then the bottom falls out. And the same pattern develops going the other way. Right? Poetry, baby. Yes, Asubio, it is poetry. And if there was a textbook, damn it, this would be on the cover. All right. Here's my rap rendition. This is it for the week. This is all the rapping you're going to get. Welcome to the candy shop. Don't trade until they hit the stops. Whoa. All right, that's all I got, man. Look, some of you took this right here, and it is a valid M. Absolutely. But here's what happened. The dealer has to come out in the London session and hit the stops. Don't take the trade until they hit the stops. The reason the red box didn't work out is because the timing, baby. Number 4. The pattern, the pattern, the pattern, timing, the levels. That's it. If you were in here and the dealer got your stops and you didn't pounce back on him, shame on you. He gave it right back. Notice the blue tracer in play. He broke above yesterday's high. By the way, this is beautiful. This would be a multi-session. Not really. This is just a 22 because it comes into the U.S. session in the red box. It's a 22. Second leg of a second leg. But guess what? He comes back and he has different plans for you. Why? U.S. session, trap move. Asian session, the W is invalidated, by the way. This is not a valid entry. Why? Because the dealer has been rising and he's holding the level. You expect him to hit the stops and drop. Okay? Beautiful. All right. Just remember, every time you get ready to take a trade, and if you're in the session somewhere, You better welcome yourself to the candy shop and don't trade until the dealer hits the stops. And if you don't sing that in your head before every trade, shame on you. Because it's a fact of the business. The dealer must hit the stops to take you out. That's the job. That's what he gets paid to do. So now, before you take a trade, I want you to sing this in your head. Did the dealer hit the stops before I pull the trigger? You got railroad tracks above a consolidation zone or accumulation cycle? The answer is yes. Okay? Welcome to the candy shop, baby. If the dealer hits the stops, you got them. You own them. There it is. Okay? All right, next slide. Okay, I asked you, last week is one of the assignments to start highlighting the first 8 hours of the business, the open, Sunday, tonight. Mark the high and low and extend those lines out through the course of the week. Okay? Now, if you look at the week and a half from Australian, that was just going on right now, here's what you got. Was purple a good pen color, or what do you guys want? Black? White? What's better? Okay, black. Black it is. Okay. Okay, here we go. Look. This pattern right here is the head and shoulders that formed. Okay? Here's your first 8 hours. There they are marked in white, right? Here's your lines. Right here and right here. Notice how this pattern carries into the second part of the week. But look. Hit the stops. Open high. Hit the stops low. That was the W, first part of the week. Run up, right? That's the consolidation going into the middle of the week. And there's your stop hunt high drop on the 4-hour chart. Okay? 2 weeks together, this is the bigger picture. Now, understand that although these 2 weeks are tied together, the dealer also took the week individually and broke it down. So if you miss this, you still had this to work with. Pin to the mayonnaise on a 4-hour chart. Solid gold. Okay, confirmed on the 4-hour, punches through the average and collapses inside. Taking out the rest of the traders. Understand? Ends the week, back in consolidation. Okay? So what I'm asking you to do, big picture now, is look at the chart for the week using the Asian accumulation phase as the psychological support and resistance levels are established in the first 8 hours of the week. The dealer then shows a move to get traders to commit. Okay, he broke short. First part of the week, he got some level of traders taking shorts. He then went long, and he got some level of traders to go long and short, right? He then hit the stops, drop. Gosh, I've said that once or twice since we've been together. That's the job. Don't trade till he hits the stops. Woo! All right, I had to do that for you. Obviously, you know why I'm a trader? Because I am absolutely not a rapper or a singer. Okay. All right, next one. Okay, can you guys hear me? Someone said they lost sound. Is he the only one? Okay, cool. All right. Take this chance to get a sip of, guess what? Diet Coke. All right, here you go again. Look. A couple weeks back. First 8 hours. Dealer cuts the psychological support and resistance levels and gets some activity, gets people to take a position. Forms the peak formation low for the week, trades off of it Friday, ends the week back in consolidation. He goes back. This is the 2 weeks together, right? This is the beginning of the week. The dealer fails to extend. This would be the new psychological levels, right? The dealer fails to extend above the previous set. Why? Because traders are trapped in this band up here. So the dealer makes the move back towards it and gets the next batch of traders in this week's level. Okay? Next. Okay. Same thing. First 8 hours of the week, look what the dealer does. He sets the high and low, support and resistance, cuts it, pulls back, and fails to break it. Fails to break it. Okay? If the dealer fails to break the Asian high at the beginning of the week, with the midweek, right? This is middle of the week. Here's the middle of the week. Wednesday, midnight. If the dealer goes back towards the Asian high, psychological resistance, and hits it, but slightly works it a little bit right there and right there, it's over. Shifts the zone away. Got him. On a 15-minute chart, this will look like this. And you got an entry in there, promise. Okay? All right. This is the stuff you should be doing on your charts. If you're not, no worries. We're still together. We're still hanging. It's not too late to get back in there and remark these and try to see what I'm talking about. Okay? Listen. It's not a race. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for you guys, every single one of you. Some of you met me a while back and I told the starfish story. I think it was in the summer. I'm going to say it again real quick. And I don't know, it's gay. Some of you don't like it. But anyway, here's the deal. I was staying at the beach with my wife. We stay every year. June and July and August. This year is no different. Last year there was a big storm. For 4 days we were locked up in the condo. We couldn't get out. We had the battle shields down. Storm shutters, you know what I'm talking about? You put them down, they go bzzz, and they lock it up, and they rattle the whole night, and the wind's blowing, almost like a tornado. I guess we should have left, but whatever. So anyway, we were out there, right? And on the end of the 4th day, I went down. The sun was coming up. I had been up all night. And not up all night. That was my regular waking hours. I was just up. I went down while the sun was coming up before I went to bed. And I guess from the storm, I don't know what happened. There was, I don't know, if there was one, there was 1,000 starfish laying on the beach. And Heidi was getting chase dressed and she was coming down. And I was down there and I started picking up starfish and chucking them back in. One at a time, one at a time, one at a time. I was grabbing them. And she said, "What are you doing? You're wasting your time. You're going to be here all day. You will never get all these starfish back in." And I picked up the last one and chucked it in there. And I told her, to this one, it matters. Okay, so what I'm telling you is you're my starfish, man. To every one of you in here, it matters to me. Can't have you bad-mouthing me all over the internet when it's not true. It matters to me that you understand and represent my family and take money out of those bastards' pockets. It matters to me. That's why I'm committed to doing this, and that's why I'm here. Okay? So what I'm telling you right now is if the first quarter of the year is down, it's 2012. Okay, you're down 7-0 to the dealers. Big deal. You still got 3 quarters left to play. Roll up your sleeves and do some freaking homework. Okay? It's not too late to put your book together. It's not too late to make your flashcards. It's not too late to mark up a chart. I'm here. I ain't going anywhere. Okay? Flashcards. If you haven't done your flashcards, you should have something that looks like this. If you've done them and they don't look like this, guess what? You got to redo them. All right? I want you to notice something. This is dated September. See it? On the bottom right here? But this is the same play that they just made in Australian. That's why I'm telling you it's the same shit over and over and over again. W is false. Didn't they make a W in Australia right before they hit the high one more time? They vectored to the top, hit the stops one more time, and then drop. Okay? W is false. Dealer vectors to the stop hunt zone. They just touch it nicely, coming right out of the blue box. M formation, shark fin, above the band. See it? Price action above the blue tracer. There's that dang blasted blue tracer, right? Notice how they went into consolidation right next to the high. That's exactly what they just did in Australian last week. They went into consolidation near the previous day's high out here. The dealer comes out. Welcome to the candy shop. Don't trade until they hit the stops. Gotcha. Multi-session M. How do I know it's multi-session? Because they're working the tracer from yesterday. Okay, these are the things that you got to pick up on from homework, realizing how they interact around the blue tracer. Why does Steve have this stupid little blue line on the chart? Is blue his favorite color? No. It's on there because it serves a purpose for the dealers. Okay? So what I'm telling you is that if you see the dealer make the move above the blue tracer into the stop hunt zone just outside the shadow box, and he forms the M, you own him. Take him the other way against the retail traders. Pack his lunch. Okay? I can't say it enough. Look. Sell. Okay? Alright, this is what your flashcard should look like. And like I said, it's not too late, man. Roll up your sleeves and let's get it on. Alright, next. Okay, so you should have a nice collection of these by now. If you don't, it's not too late. Complete them this week. Don't let yourself fall too far behind, because then what happens is mentally you become overwhelmed and you're just like, oh God, I'll never catch up. I'm just going to blow it all off. That's what happens. I'm feeding you a little bit every week. And if you keep up, you're going to be, it's kind of like, what's that movie? The Karate Kid, I think, wax on, wax off. That's exactly what it's like, man. Come over, wax all my cars. I give you a little bit every week. And then at the very end, I'm going to let you show me sand the floor, wax on, wax off. If you guys don't know, I'm giving my age away if you haven't seen that movie, but all right, understand? I'm feeding you a little bit every week. Try to keep up. Okay. All right, a question that came up 2 or 3 times before the break was, the 2 choices are about forming the high or low. Is that they can either break it and come right back below, or they can fail to take it out completely. I'm talking about forming the M formation, right? Remember this 2 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, whatever, I don't know when it was. This that I just did for you, right? Okay, that's the question. Okay, so the question is, or the answer is, choice 1, they fail to take out the high of the day and it holds. Or 2, they tap the high of the day and come right back below it. Just like the railroad tracks on Australian. They went above and came right back below. Now, the question is, well, what if they keep going? That's not the high of the day then. This is not the high. This is still forming leg 1. If they keep rising, then this is not the high of the day. This is void. These two structures, and the inverse of these 2 structures will appear at the high or low of the day, period. Okay, this like that. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? If the high of the day is formed leg 1, the dealer comes up, fails to take it out, sell. The dealer comes up and forms leg 1, comes above leg 2 for 15 to 30 minutes and comes back below, he will correct. He took out the high. I know the high jumped to here, but understand what's going on here. He had the high set. He had a certain number of traders trapped. Stops were accumulated in here. He made the quick swing to take them out, and then he corrected. Okay? Same thing inverted. Same thing inverted over here. All right? Okay. All right, I look at the chat box at the end. I'm ignoring it. Right now I have my hands on my ears, blah, 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 blah. I'm ignoring it right now. I'll look at it again, all right? Okay, so I know you guys think I'm not well. I'm not either. I need camera visit to get inside my coconut too. But for things far worse than trading. All right, man. Going through the emails again, here's some of the questions that are asked of me. Most often question, what is it? What is the best trade signal? Steve, what's your favorite trade? What's the easiest setup for me to identify? And hopefully it'll be for you. What's my signature trade? Okay? So I'm going to share that with you today, but I'm going to break it down and show you some chart examples. And we'll go from there. Okay, so the answer, drum roll please. The best trade to take in any market condition, is the safety trade with a second leg element. Aha, you didn't know that was a trade, did you? Write it down or mark the tape. 7:26 and 27 seconds. Safety trade with a second leg element. Why? Okay. The safety trade identifies the top or bottom of the market at that moment in time. When it sets up, you have identified the top or bottom at this particular part of the week, part of the month, or wherever you are in the cycle. The safety trade allows you to trade in line with peak formation, high or low, as a confirmed directional move. What do I mean? Sounds like a mouthful. What I'm saying simply is that the anchor point's already been established. The high or low of the week has been locked. The dealer will rise from that level for at least 2 days, offering you 50 pips like he's handing out candy at the candy shop. Get it? I tied it in for you. Okay? Write it down, mark the tape. Important stuff. Now, here's the deal. Right now, 7:27, not the airplane, the time. I'm officially designated, everyone in here, your signature trade as of today. All right? I anoint you. I got to hit you on the forehead. Arnie, right on top of the head, buddy. You're all now safety trade traders. This doesn't have to be your only trade, but I insist that you add it to your set right now and start looking for it every day. Here's the beauty of it. When you understand it and can see it, you should be comfortable enough with it that you can anticipate its arrival 12 to 24 hours out. Okay? So you can look at the chart and go, you know what, I'm not trading today, but damn it, I'll be ready to go tomorrow, or I'll be ready to go at 3 o'clock in the morning. This looks like it's setting up. Okay, let's go over the rules for your now anointed safety trade traders. The peak formation high and peak formation low has formed. The 4-hour chart or the 1-hour chart, whatever it is you're using to identify this part of the cycle. The how or the low, high of the week or low of the week. Remember, this is your 4-hour tie-in now, okay? You've been marking the 4-hour charts, looking at the first 8-hour accumulation phase, false move, peak formation high or low, dealer run to extend the high or low, peak formation low, right? Let's say he forms the high. Okay, when I have to count both, it's hard, confusing, right? Look, first 8 hours, blah, 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 blah. First 8 hours of the week, dealer makes his false move week beginning. Dealer rises above on the 4-hour chart, makes his lock. This is your HOW, high of the week. And this is also, right, this is your how. And this is also your peak formation high and your intraday high. It's going to be an HOD. And it's going to be what else? A stop hunt. Holy shit. All three of those things in one move. What the hell's wrong with those dealers? It's called leverage. Leverage their time and money. The dealer will form the high of the week, the high of the day, and the stop hunt in one fell swoop. I don't know if it's a swoop, but it's something. Okay? Now, price will move away from this area, which confirms the formation. So if the dealer comes off the level and goes back into consolidation, this is a lock. It's locked in, right? He goes into consolidation. This is level 1 consolidation. The DNC voids the counter trend trade right here. Okay? Do not counter back towards the peak formation. All right. Another very important rule. Remember that this is level 1 consolidation. A sucker trades the breakout back towards the peak. I didn't call you a name, but I'm telling you, if you're trading the breakout back towards the peak, if the shoe fits, right, don't be a sucker. Okay? Don't be a sucker. Don't trade back towards the peak, coming out of the peak formation high. You guys know this stuff? I'm just pointing it out. I will change my pen color. Sorry. Okay, so now, what's the setup? The dealer makes a visible stop hunt, preferably above or below the blue box. Look, above or below the blue box are the best. Crystal clear. Remember what I'm telling you. Coming out of level 1 consolidation off of the peak, formation high or low, the straightaway develops. The obvious ones are still valid. If he doesn't come above or below the blue box but makes a perfect W or M formation as a stop hunt, remember you're smarter than a box. They're still valid setups. The dealer issues a second leg M or W. This locks in the trade as the right direction. I'll draw it for you in a second. Just hang loose. If the level is hit a third time, just like he did in Australia this week or last week, God help the dealer. You own him. Okay? All right. Let's look at it in theory. Let me draw it for you in theory. And then I'll go ahead and show you some chart examples. Okay. You get a pen. Here's what I'm talking about. First 8 hours of the week, right? Okay, here's what happens. Peak formation is formed. The dealer pulls away. This is the HOW, the high of the week. It's also the HOD, the high of the day. In some session, it could be the US session, it could be the Asian session, it could be the London. Okay? Now, the dealer makes his run off of the number and goes back into consolidation to end the day. Okay? The next day comes out. That's the tracer. Okay? This is also, the formation comes as a stop hunt. So all three elements were tied together in one move by the dealer. Now, you have peak formation high in this example, PFH. What do we expect the dealer to do? Straight drop. Right? Richard, I hope to God you're kidding. All right. Straight drop, right? If the dealer doesn't make a straight drop, but he issues you a trade where he goes back towards the peak and issues you a second leg setup, which is the intraday HOD, and you have your three vectors in here. Remember, this trade is depending on the pair, 25 to 75 pips off of the blue tracer. I know my penmanship's awful. Okay? So what happens is, the dealer comes out, uses the stop hunting motion to lock in the high of the week. You observe it on the 4-hour chart perhaps. You know it's a lock. The dealer pulls away. He goes into level 1 consolidation. We expect straight drop out of here. We do not counter if he drops. Because if he drops, he's going to jam us. We expect him to straight drop or give us a visible stop hunt. Does he always give you a visible stop hunt? No. That's why it's called a straightaway. But guess what? When he gives you a visible stop hunt, it's lights out. You own it. You can't miss it. It's right there in front of you. Okay, one more time going the other way. All right, here we go. Start of the week, first 8 hours, Asian session. Boom, 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 boom. Dealer does his usual deal. He does this. He locks in peak formation low. Okay? Peak formation low also coincides with stop hunt, right? And LOW, low of the week. False move week beginning. All these things come together. Wow, that O is brutal. Let me make a new L. Okay, low of the week. Now, the dealer aggressively rises off this level, comes back into consolidation to end the day. We know that he has a bunch of traders trapped in here from this behavior. Okay? Most of the time, the dealer will straight rise. But what he will do from time to time, as a gift from God, is he will drop down and make a perfect stop hunt formation. Okay? Your job is to grab this trade right here. The set needs to be 20 to 75. 25 to 75 is easy to remember. 20 to 75 pips off of the blue tracer. Can it be more? Yes. But this is a better range. Why? To go back to the email 20 slides ago, because he ain't coming back, baby. You understand? This is the theory. This is how it's supposed to lay out. Dealer locks in peak formation low, visible on any chart, but for our exercise purposes, let's say you lock it in on the 4-hour. You see it. Dealer makes the peak formation low, midweek reversal. This is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Richard, I can't stop the class and explain what a stop hunt is, dude. You need to email me. I'm shocked that you don't know, so I'll spend some time with you privately. Send me an email right now. Generate an email. Okay. Now, I don't know. Richard stressed me out. I got to get a Diet Coke here. Thank you, Russ. Okay, so now in the theory. All right. Peak formation low, visible on the 4-hour or 1-hour chart. Dealer makes a rise of approximately ADR off the number. Dealer rises ADR. Why? Because we know that in the 3-day cycle, it's 3 times ADR, right? So if the dealer should make 1 times ADR in the first leg of the cycle. Okay, tiny d, ADR. All right, I can't draw, man, sorry. Okay, so now, he comes back. He's going to make his pullback off of the high. This is the HOD right here, right? The HOD might coincide with the Asian session low, right? All these things tie together, see? Okay, now, he bounces off of here, goes back in, makes the stop hunt coming out of the blue box, crystal clear and visible, 25 to 50 pips. The dealer falls into the shadow box on the brinks, issues a second leg. You got him. It's over. You own him. That trade will produce. This is the absolute same structure on the 15. I'm showing you how to identify. Okay, think for a minute, Alex. The work that we've been doing is on the 4-hour chart. We've been identifying the psychological support and resistance level on the 4-hour chart. When you notice that the dealer makes the peak formation high or low and pulls off of it, I'm giving you a trade that absolutely pays out. Okay, so now, how many pairs are there that you look at? 10 pairs? Maybe you look at the major 6 and a couple of crosses, 4 more. Maybe you look at 8 pairs. If the dealer makes a weekly high and a weekly low, understand that there will be 2 trades per pair per week. If you're stalking 10 pairs, not scalping, take that off. Erase the tape. Canaan, erase that word. If you're stalking 10 pairs, and there's 2 weekly reversals, that's 20 trades a week that are available to you for trade. Out of those 20 trades, you may not get the second leg visible. You might get a V-bottom. You might get a cow on the lod. Not on the lawn, on the lod. You might get a cow on the hod. But understand that if the dealer makes the trap move in line with the peak, you own them. And if you own them, you're going to start making some money with this trade. Do you understand? I'll look at the questions in a minute. I just want to go over everything. Let's look at some charts. When you see it visually, it might start to clear up. Let me say this. Every single thing that we talk about is on the 15-minute chart. I'm trying to show you how to tie big picture into your 15-minute window. Okay, so we're taking big picture. I'm showing you a structure that the dealer builds deliberately to trap the traders. How do you exploit the structure? This is how you exploit the structure. Okay, you understand? So let's get to exploiting. All right, so now let me close this and let's look at some chart pictures. All right, I know some of you are still confused. I'm going to go back. I see the question marks and the problems. Okay, look. Here you go. I need my pen. This is a 15-minute chart. Okay. What color? Purple? I don't have white on here for some reason. Let's use purple. Someone said they hated black. It was against their religion. Okay. Purple? Purple it is. All right, here we go. Okay. Dealer comes out, extends the low, peak formation low for the week. Okay? Peak formation low. I know I'm a terrible artist, sorry. The dealer rises, confuses everybody with this choppy crap in here, but we all know he's working the crosses. It's garbage. He ends the day high, comes back into consolidation. Okay? Do not counter trade this. It's crap. DNC. Do not counter. You know better. What do you expect? You expect peak formation low. This is what I expect. Guess what? He offers it to you crystal clear. Boom, boom, boom. Take the trade. You got him. Plus 50 all day. Okay, do you understand? This is a safety trade. It is 75 pips in this example. This box is 50. 75 pips off of the blue tracer. The dealer comes out of the Asian session, vectors in 3 moves to the low. Man, I just can't please you guys with this pen color thing. All right, listen, I think white would be best. How about yellow? You guys are killing me. All right, look, peak formation. Is that better? Now that looks bad too, right? Let me see. Choose a pen color. Custom color. Custom. I have to customize and make white. Something happened. Hot pink. Okay, let's see. All right, surely this is visible now. All right, here we go. I'm trying, guys. All right. How do we know that this is level 3? Anybody? Head and shoulders is present. Chop. Dealer makes the chop at level 3, head and shoulders. Okay? The dealer hits it, amputate the shoulder over here. We don't care about this crap. It's in the past. Dealer makes the perfect W formation at the peak formation low of the week and rises. By the way, this is Monday, Tuesday, The dealer makes a midweek reversal with a head and shoulders pattern. Never saw that coming. Okay? We know he's been dropping because the EMAs are open, wide open. Okay? Peak formation, dealer rises off the W. Goes in the chop, confuses everybody, works the crosses, breaks out for the US, ends the day. High minus the low divided by 2, about mid-range. The dealer comes back and makes a visible stop hunt. 1, 2, 3 hits to the low. I know he just misses the stop hunt box, but don't let that upset you. You're good. Okay? 75 pips off of the blue tracer. This trade's a lock. Grab it in here. Plus 50. Got him. This is the kind of trade that you back up the brain trucks on. Okay? It's going to pay. Safety trade. This is why it's safe. Because you know the direction. You have a 1-day lock on the directional bias. You know the lock is good for 3 days. If the dealer comes out and does this and extends the low and doesn't make a second leg, he might come back to the low or he might come back and break this. That's why you don't counter. You're looking for this. You don't know what he's going to do here. If you counter this and he straight rises, he screwed you up, man. You only take the W and M formations in line with the peak, and that is it. That's the trade. Okay? Let's look at another one. Okay? Here it is again. This is in essence a V-bottom, but I want to show you what happened. Averages are fanned out. Dealer's been dropping. Boom, boom, boom. There's your kind of quasi-head and shoulders. The dealer goes up, makes the M, ends the day back in consolidation. Now, he does not make a visible stop hunt. Why? Because he doesn't exploit the Asian range. He doesn't break the Asian range. And those of you that are struggling, only take the ones where he breaks the Asian range. So you went from 20 trades down to 5 or 6. Ooh, 1 trade a day, that'll kill me. You're going to make plus 50, have no losers. You could pile on the contracts as time goes on, and you become successful. Okay, that's the point anyway, isn't it? To leverage your time. Okay, now, he did something for you. He offered you a gift in this chart. Anybody? Yeah, baby, 2 pins to the mayonnaise. Okay, look. The stop hunt is not below the Asian box, but if you know that you got the peak formation lock with a head and shoulders to the low, and this is locked in, he pulls away, the pattern is confirmed. The dealer, you expect the dealer to straight rise, or you expect the dealer to make a visible stop hunt. He uses the 200 EMA as support, and you got him. What I want you to learn is to stop trading this crap and then accusing me of a failed system. Okay? This is the directional bias as locked in from the LOW, low of the week, comes in around Tuesday instead of Wednesday. So now, I saw the lock, right? This is what I got. I come to my terminal in the afternoon because I wake up late, around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I look at the chart. Here's what I'm saying to myself. Okay. Let's do this. Let me see. I come to my terminal and this day hasn't started yet, right? I'm here. I see the M formation and I know he's going to end the day back in consolidation. I go out, go to the Cheesecake Factory, take my wife and go eat something, go to the gym, whatever. Right? Now I'm sitting here and it is 5, 6 o'clock at night. Here's what I'm saying to myself. The dealer made the LOW, the low of the week. What do I expect? I expect him to 1 or 2 plays coming off the peak formation, always. Straight rise or a visible stop hunt that I can exploit in my favor. That's it. That's all he's got. What else can he do? 1 or 2 things. Straight rise out of there and screw me up, or make a clean, visible stop hunt in the shadow box and offer me a nice setup for the day. Okay? And he does just that. And if you took this right here, look, if you took this railroad track in the shadow box in line with the peak, you got him. Look, right there, bam. Good entry right here, and a good entry right here. Either one. Pins off the mayonnaise. Into the London session, in line with the peak formation low. Okay? Tying your 4-hour charts together. You identified psychological support and resistance. You saw a false move week beginning. The dealer has made the peak formation low for the week. You saw the peak formation lock. Open up your 4-hour chart. You see, man, there's a 4-hour candle that happens to be all the way on the bottom, the lowest point of the week. The dealer has now moved away from there for the last 15 hours, 16 hours. I'm pretty sure Steve told me that if the low is formed, the dealer goes into consolidation, tomorrow I can expect one of two things. Straight rise or visible stop hunt rise. I want the visible stop hunt. I want a clear, concise move. Okay, Alex, good question. And I don't know how many times I have to say it one more time. How do we know that this is not the low? All right, you ready? Welcome to the candy shop. Don't trade until they hit the stops. Woo! All right, man, you got it? Don't trade until they freaking hit the stops. That's it. End of story. Don't ask me again. Not you, Alex. Anybody. Do not take a position until the dealer burns the stops. Period. That's why you're getting burned. Because you're getting in on something that's not a stop hunt. We trade the stop hunts in this business, in this group. We wait for the dealer to show his hand by triggering the stops. When he triggers the stops, come to Papa, baby. I got you. Any other setup without a stop hunt is a shit gamble. Did I make myself clear? Don't trade until he hits the stops. I'm a little fired up, Rusty. I love this stuff, man. I just want you guys to get it. Alex, the answer to the rest of that question is time of day. You don't take stuff late in the U.S. session. The recordings are up. Go look at them. Welcome to the candy shop. Don't trade until he hits the stops. Woo! All right, I don't know how much worse I could sing than that for you guys. Okay, look. The dealer makes his rise, goes into consolidation. He makes a visible W stop hunt. You take them. You got it? In line with the peak. You own them. Okay, one more. Okay, look. See this right here? You know why that exists. Especially if you came over to me from Craig Harris. You know why that exists. That move exists for the benefit of you breakout traders. Okay? Look at it again. Peak formation low. Shoulder. W head. Shoulder. Oh man, he hit it again right in my face. Okay? See it? This is a no-go. Do not fall for that. Okay? That's the biggest problem a lot of you are having. You're taking any move out of the box and you're going, but Steve, it went up. Some of those pay out, some of those don't. Helen, you're right on, baby. This is, look, obviously, if he does this, this is a better entry if he goes down to the stop hunt zone. But I want you to understand that these are valid, aggressive sets. The dealer has made, he widened the swing going into the session to knock everybody out. He stayed in the range. He worked the crosses. There's a whole slew of other things going on here. I did enter after the railroad tracks right there. Because that, to me, was a second leg. I had to take a little heat when he came back, but it wasn't that hot. I was good. Okay? There's a whole reason why the dealer chopped for the session and moved in the Brinks shadow in the U.S. session. Dave, I can't say it any better, buddy. Trade away from the peak formation And you have one good set a week per pair, maybe two, right? Look, if there's always a peak formation high that coincides with the stop hunt and the high of the week, or low of the week, in this example, the high, then your trade is this, boom, every day, every time. That's your trade. Okay, the dealer makes the peak formation low, goes into consolidation, does this, boom, that's your trade. Okay, so if he makes a high of the week and a low of the week, that's 2 trades per pair, per week. If you only grab 1 per pair, you got 5 or 6 trades available to you, maybe more. How many do you want, you greedy bastards? I'm giving you trades that stack the odds extremely, extremely high in your favor. Isn't that why you're in the business? Understand? I promise you it's a work of art when you start to realize it. Okay, one more. One more to the downside. All right, look. I wanted you to keep cognizant of this. Like that fancy word? I looked it up right before I started tonight. I wanted you to keep in your mind 1 week flowing into the next. Hold on, I got to get a sip of Diet Coke. You guys are drying me up over here. Okay. You have Friday, trap move week ending, right? Remember I always told you they end the week on a trap. They pull back, go into consolidation. This happens to be Friday's peak formation high, right? It was also the high of the week. They ended it, and it was, anybody want to take a stab at what level this is? Look at the separation on the averages, okay? Now, notice something pretty cool. You bag the first 8 hours of the session of the beginning of the week. Sorry, I didn't include this over here, okay? Listen, the first 8 hours of the week is the Asian session. Psychological support and resistance are established. Out to here, right? All the way out for the week. Now, here's your peak formation high. Peak formation high. I'm gonna have to take a class on how to draw with a mouse. My goodness. Okay. Peak formation high. The dealer runs up. He cuts the psychological support and resistance. I'm sorry, in this example, he extends the psychological resistance level above. Breakout traders go long. The dealer issues you a visible stop hunt above the blue box. And this is, yes, can be considered a V bottom. But the dealer made the high, pinned it, came back 45 minutes later, hit it again, failed to take it out. Remember, your 2 choices are dealer fails to take out the high with a swing high or swing failure swing. Somebody failed, I don't know. And then he takes out that high like this and then comes back below it. That's also a valid setup. Dealer makes a visible setup. You bagged him. You got him. Boom. Okay? Plus 50 to the 4 hour, you're out. One of the questions is, it's pertinent. Do we use TDI to confirm these? Yes, that's next week's lesson, my friend. Okay? Everybody see that? This is your set. Take a picture of this. Obviously, I'm going to give you some homework on it. This is what you're looking for. This is the trade. This is your signature trade. Everybody in here is trading this now. Whether you realize it or not, that's your new job. Your job is to find these sets using the 1 hour, 4 hour, 15 minute, I don't care what you want to use. Okay? Now, I want to tell you this. So people posted in the forum, and I'm not offended, I understand, is that I'm using multiple time frame analysis. If that's what you want to call it, that's fine, but that's not what we're doing here. What we're doing is we're identifying the peak formation high or high of the week and the peak formation low or low of the week, which is the highest point on a chart within the week or the lowest point on the chart within the week. We are simply waiting for the dealer to pull away from there, and we are waiting for a visible stop hunt from the dealer to confirm what we are seeing as a lock for the level. Okay, it sounds like a mouthful. Just take the safety trade, man, and be happy. All right, I promise you, once you understand this and you start looking for this, you can anticipate it Okay, if I see this, right? If I see this move right here, let me erase my little marks for you guys. If I see this, and I happen to be sleeping, or I wake up and see this, and I go, man, that's Friday's high. Okay, I could think about it all weekend, Sunday, Monday. All right, this was the peak formation high. What do I expect? Okay, I expect the dealer to make a stop hunt drop or straight drop. If he makes the straight drop, I'm not countering him back to the high. That's suckers. Don't be a sucker. But I will take a move back towards the high short in line with the peak as long as the peak holds. Understand? And then if he goes back up here, that's a whole nother setup. That's a multi-session. Okay? What I'm telling you is the safety trade is after the level is locked, the dealer makes a visible stop hunt 25 to 75 pips off of the previous high or previous low, and he issues you a second leg. Lights out, baby. Okay? Good? Good stuff. All right. Okay, now, obviously to add to it, we already said it. All right, Diet Coke in the house. Okay. Add a moving average or pivot point for strong confluence. The dealer can repeat the level. I just illustrated this. But it's got to hold. He can make a stop hunt below and come right back above. The level has to hold. Okay, part of the rules. Look for the stop hunt to come in around 25 to 75 pips off of the LOW or HOW anchor point. So in essence, what you have going on is you're trading off of the anchor point. Some of you guys are saying, I can't identify level 3. I can't identify this. I can't identify that. I'm telling you how to identify it. You take the trade in line with the peak formation that was previously formed from yesterday. And that, my friends, is a lock. Okay? So you're taking V1 and A1 trades. All right, remember the cycle? Anchor, V, V, M. And if you don't remember the cycle, go look at Australian from last week and this week. A work of art. V1, V2. Reversal. MR. Okay? Now, you got the lock right here. Dealer comes back, makes the V. If he gives you a second leg, very simple and easy to see. You got him. Okay? That's it. And the exact opposite the other way. M, anchor point, A1, or caret 1, I don't know what that is. Inverted V2, WR, reversal. W has a reversal. Okay? Peak formation high. Dealer comes back. If he gives you a second leg, you own him. If he gives you a second M, you own him. No. Al asked a good question. Are V1 and A1 trades more reliable than A2? No. I'm not saying they're more reliable. They're just absolutely easier to see. The problem that a lot of people are having is that they're not understanding what level they're in and they're counter trading back towards the peaks. So what I'm giving you is I'm giving you the first 2 days of the cycle. I'm giving you anchor. Let me erase this. Hold on. Sorry. I'm giving you identify the anchor point. That's all. The only level you need to be concerned about right now is it anchored? Yep, it's anchored. Well, what about intraday, Steve? It went 1, 2, 3.5. Doesn't matter. I don't care. Okay? Dealer goes into consolidation. I'm telling you what he's going to do next and what you expect him to do next. What I expect him to do next is this, right? This, or this. That's the only 3 plays from there. So now, the straightaway is tough to see. And one of the problems that a lot of people are making, and I've seen it, is that, remember the dealer makes a high from the U.S. session off the peak, right? This is the U.S. high, then he pulls back and goes into consolidation. Then he breaks high as a straightaway movement, and then you guys counter this back and go, but Steve, it was a multi-session M. And you trade back towards the peak, right? That's what's happening to a lot of you guys. I've seen it in emails. That's why I'm addressing it right now. So what I'm telling you is that you're looking at two pieces of the cycle, the most two important pieces. You're identifying, understand that there's a tracer in here and separates the day. This is day one, anchor, day two. What I'm telling you is you become a day two trader with a visible stop hunt in line with the peak as a safety set. And if that's the only trade you take, it's enough. Okay? Good stuff? All right. Okay, here it is again. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. There's actually two trades you could take in here. Here's your peak formation low from the U.S. session, right? This is GJ, by the way, pound yen. Okay, now, what happens? The dealer makes an M right here, but what did I tell you right here? Don't fall for that shit, because he could continue to rise from here. Don't take this. This is DNC, baby. It's not the demilitarized zone. It's a do not counter. That's the DMZ, right? All right, man, I can't draw it. It's DNC. Do not counter this back, because the dealer can straight rise out of here. But what he does do in this example is he gives you a double bottom, multi-session W formation in the shadow in the U.S. session. That's a good trade. That's just as safe as the safety trade. Okay? That's just as clear as the safety trade. Now, consolidation's up here. Steve, I see an M and I see a W. Hell yeah, you see an M and a W. So do I. I'm not retarded or blind. How do I know to take the W and not the M? Let me put it to bed for you once and for all so you know. The answer, my friends, is not blown in the wind. It's trading in line with the peak. The answer is you have a double bottom anchor from Thursday and Friday. Sunday and Monday, the dealer makes a visible stop hunt to the downside and rises. Okay? Remember why this move exists. This move exists for the, I can't think of the name of that breakout EA. I think it's Artemis. This move exists for the guys that bracket this information right here. Look, what do people do? They bracket and they trade the break high and the break low. And they keep swinging back and forth. What I'm telling you is that this maybe can be conceived as a V bottom. That's fine. Okay? The best possible confirmation for this trade is a second leg W. That's it. Okay? Understand? That's the safety trade. 25 to 75 pips off of the blue tracer in line with the peak formation from the previous days. This is your trade. All right. One more. This one's beautiful. Okay? This one's from the pound from not that long ago. Today's the 28th. This might be last year, though. I can't remember. Here you go. Comes in, fakes in the U.S. session past the 4 hour, pulls back, goes into consolidation. Steve, I shorted the M and it didn't pay out that much. What's my problem? Your problem is you missed this big monster W formation as an anchor right there, right? But what does the dealer do? He comes in, he offers it up 3 times. Isn't that the same thing he just did in Australian? Look at that. Okay, Patricia, I'll answer you in a second. Do you see it? Shark fin, blood in the water, just outside the stop hunt zone. And by the way, I thought it was kind of funny, is If you notice, I dragged in the white lines from last week. Let me back up and clean this off. I forgot that I did that, and I wanted to talk to you all about it. Okay, look. This is the Asian range from last week. I popped it in here, and look what he does. The dealer pins to it. It doesn't break it, and just so happens to have the 4 hour in there. Pretty crazy, right? Okay. You could have got in here thinking it was a W formation, but guess what? The dealer's generous. He doesn't come back too far to get you out. Okay. So same thing like Australian. You got to take a little heat. Either one. Okay. Pins to the blueberry, baby. Pins to the mayo, pins to the blueberry. Same stuff. This gives you a directional bias. So what you're looking at is peak formation high or low is formed. The dealer pulls off aggressively, 1 times ADR perhaps. The distance from here to here comes back into consolidation. Right? Blah, blah, blah. The dealer makes a stop hunt in favor of the peak formation level, in line with the peak formation level, whatever you want to say, and he rises like a nutcase. Straight through. Okay? For novices, I want to see the dealer break the Asian low. That is a true stop hunt. A true stop hunt is higher or lower than the blue box right here. Look at all that work, man. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. You know it's coming. Okay? This is a do not counter situation. This will confuse you. And what people are doing is taking this, and it doesn't offer up many pips, and then you get mad at me. Okay? Sunday is not day 1. When the peak formation is formed, this is day 1. Peak formation, day 2. Day 3. Looking for the reversal, maybe one more day of rise. Okay? You got rise from here to here. You got rise from here to the end of the day. And then the next night you start to see some rise but chop also. Okay? All right, let me see. This is exactly, look, moving averages are crossed over. Price is dropping, 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 dropping. Dealer makes the peak, comes out the next night, hits it 3 times. Okay, I took it on the second one, just like you figured. Guess what? He's my bitch. All right, and if I offended anybody with that comment, I'm sorry. Understand? Peak formation, it's a lock. I know which way it's going. I can anticipate this trade from the afternoon all the way into the middle of the night. I know what he's going to do. I don't fall for this crap because it's against the directional bias. Okay? All right, now, let's look at the lessons learned thus far. I don't know what happens, but it's 8:15, and I'm a little ahead of myself when I to understand what goes on in the process for my week. Okay, I wrote the lesson. I give it to my wife. She converts it to slides. I get all my chart pictures marked up and inserted into the slideshow. Then I do a dry run or it's kind of weird. It's not a rehearsal, but I have to know how long it takes. And for some reason, when I do it without an audience, without you guys, it goes slower. I guess because I'm calmer. But then when I do it for live, for real, it goes faster. I don't know if I'm jacked up on too much Diet Coke, adrenaline, excited. I don't know. But it's weird is I do get nervous every time I pick up the mic, man. I don't know why. I've been doing it for a while. You think I'd be more calm. But I tell my wife this all the time is I would be nervous if I didn't get nervous. Like if I was too relaxed or too cool, I would think maybe it's going to be a bad session. It makes me nervous. But I still get I don't know if it's butterflies or knots or bad case of diarrhea. I don't know what it is. I'm kidding. But my stomach gets rumbly right before I have to go on for you guys. It's crazy. But anyway. All right, man. So look, this is where we are. I'm a little ahead of schedule. I'll take some questions to round out the last few minutes. But here's the deal. So far, since we started Bootcamp, this is where you should be at. Weekly cycles should be identified. You should be looking at the big picture. Okay? You should understand what the psychological support and resistance levels are that are set by the dealer within the first 8 hours of the week. Since these levels are man-made, they're exploited by man. Not all men, just the dealer men. Alright? You should understand how to visualize your entries from flashcards. Some of you said you're waiting for me to fix the work time ribbon. That's a good one. I'll take it. I am going to fix it. In fact, since I brought it up, let me talk about it. Dick Schmidt sent me over a work time ribbon that was coded from Sander and Robert. I got it like Wednesday, Thursday. I have not had a chance to test it on all platforms because I was finishing up the slides for the week. I will, since the market's open now, I will get it on there, see the adjustments and what it needs. And if that is a viable option, I will put it in the student folder, and the student folder will be hung in the forum. And you guys will be notified via email or some way to let you know it's in there, okay? All right. So now, you should be able to put it all together now. Looking at the 4-hour chart, you should be able to see the high of the week, the low of the week. I talked about the first 8 hours of the week, and now, tying it all together, you're adding the safety trade to your arsenal. This is where you should be. I'm taking your pulse again, your temperature. I'm checking in on you guys to see where you're at. You should have a book coming together of pictures of flashcards and entries. You should be able to mark up your 4-hour chart by just looking at it. And now you've identified one particular set that is, I want to say never fails, but I'll probably go to prison for saying that. What I'm telling you is very high probability, trading in line with the peak formation anchor point from the dealer. Okay? Understand? You're adding the safety trade to your arsenal. If you like this trade and don't want to take anything else, this trade will provide for your family. It's enough. Start monitoring multiple pairs for this setup. Okay? Remember, Sonny identifies the peak formation and trades away from it for 2 days. Identifies the peak formation low and trades away from it for 2 days. Goes long for 2 days. Then finds another pair that's in that part of the cycle. The beauty of this trade is that because the dealers work the majors and then the crosses at different times during the course of the week and different times of the cycle, you will get some setups on Monday, you will get some setups on Tuesday, and you will get some setups on Thursday. You're going to have, don't hold me to those exact days, what I'm saying is that you now have a trade in your arsenal that you can anticipate 12 to 24 hours out by identifying the simple high or low for the week, waiting for the consolidation, and then the next day waiting for the stop hunt in line with the run, with the peak, right? If the dealer moves the pound off of level 1, goes into consolidation, gives you a trade, now you look at GBP CHF, GBP odd, GBP CAD rather. Because what happens is the dealer has to come back and handle the crosses. So if he works majors first part of the week, then you could jump over to GJ, EJ, AJ, and look for the dealer to handle the yen crosses or the other exotics later in the week. So now if you increase your window of possible trades from 4 pairs to 10 pairs or to 15 pairs, you're simply monitoring all these pairs on the 4-hour, identifying the high or low point of the week. 12 hours out, you already know, man, there's looks like the lowest point on the chart right now. Let me draw a line. Draw a line on the lowest point of the chart. Okay? Do you understand? Okay. That's it. We're coming there. We're getting there. Rounding the corner. Okay, let's look at, let me look at some questions. Well, actually, let me give you out the homework assignment. I'm done a little bit early, but I'll take some questions. All right, here we go. So R&D for the week. Finish your flashcards. You should build your book every week by adding a few snapshots. It's not too late, okay? Mark up 10 safety setups in any pair you like. Look for them. 5 long, 5 short. If it's too easy, 5 and 5 is too easy, increase it. Okay? Post in the forum for your review. I'm going to try to organize the forum for you guys, okay? I mentioned that. Okay. Let me look at some of these questions. 2 trades a week, each for 50 pips. Yep, that's right, Dave. The math. Okay. Remind me which pairs to look for, the low and HOW. Tom, okay. He's asking what pairs should he monitor. Look at the majors, and then add a couple of crosses, EJ, GJ. Okay? Okay. What is the best session to trade, London or US? Which came first, chicken or the egg? Both sessions are good if you get a good setup. I personally like London because none of the numbers have been exploited yet. Okay. Someone's glad I said a couple times that's never too late to start to do the homework. It's never too late. Get caught up, man. Don't fall too far behind. I know it's going to happen. 4 or 5 weeks are going to go by and you're going to feel overwhelmed and you're not going to do anything. Because you're going to feel like you fell too far behind and you don't want to do the work.